How did we get here? 18 years old, building an off-grid house in the middle of nowhere, making YouTube videos and cutting firewood for a living. Well, to explain all that, we gotta go ahead and rewind a few years. But real quick, before we do, guys, if you're new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button so we can hang out in the future and be friends and all have a great, big, fun time. That's what we do on this channel. I make vlogs for you guys to watch and hopefully make your guys' days a little bit better. That being said, let's hop into it. Back to the beginning of 2020. Oh, Connor, why would you want to rewind to there? Yeah, I get it. I don't really want to rewind to there either, but you kind of have to for the story, right? Okay, fine. Just make it quick. So rewinding a little bit, back to the beginning of 2020. World's getting crazy, everything's getting weird, toilet paper's nowhere to be found. My family and I packed up from our lives in a more populated kind of area. We had a farm there still, raised farm animals. We packed up and in 2 days moved down to over there. Since then, we've been living completely off-grid in our little cabin. It's a house. It would be a stretch to call it a cabin. It's a decent house. So for the past actually almost 3 years now, I have lived completely off-grid with my family back in this little wooded area back in here. I have learned a lot. And no, I'm not just talking about off-grid related stuff. I'm just talking about life stuff in general. Actually really good life lessons that I don't think I would have actually learned had we not moved down here. So the first major thing I've learned over the past 2 or 3 years of living off-grid would be the importance or magnitude of time itself. The entire last 2 or 3 years has made me realize not only how far half an hour, or not even that, maybe 15 minutes to a half hour of time can go towards something. If you literally just dedicate that time to working on a specific thing, how far it can go and how fast it slips away if you let it. So the second big thing I've learned in the last 3 years of living off-grid is the fact that no matter the circumstances that you are in, there is always something you can be working toward. No matter how, if you feel stuck, or if you feel like there's nothing you can be working towards, or you're losing time, whatever it may be, you feel like you are not accomplishing enough, or what you want to be accomplishing, there is always something you can be working towards that you can start right then. So when we moved down here, when the world was getting kind of crazy and all lockdown and crazy stuff started happening, I'm sure a lot of people got the feeling of they're not progressing towards something. They're kind of just stuck in one place. And I was no different. I had that same feeling, but living here for the past 3 years has opened my eyes to the fact that it's all in perspective. You're looking towards something that is so far off in the future that you literally cannot work on right now, and you focus on how you're not getting there immediately, you're gonna feel stuck and you're gonna feel like you are not progressing towards anything. It's gonna seep into other areas of your life too, and it's gonna cripple you. Even if it's not what you're wanting to work towards, you can always be progressing towards something, either making yourself better, working on a project, whatever it is. For me, it was starting to build my house. And another huge one was working out consistently, weightlifting training consistently. But my point is, no matter how stuck you feel on something, there's always something you can do to be progressing towards something. It just may not be your ideal thing at that moment, but sometimes that's what it takes to eventually get to that ideal thing. The third major thing I've learned since being off-grid in the last 3 years is not harder, just different. I've had multiple people ask me in the past few years, is it hard? What's it like? Are you always busy, constantly go? Is there no downtime? And my best response I could possibly give them is, it's not necessarily harder, it's just different. Now this is directed specifically towards off-grid living, but it can also be carried over into just situations in life in general, is what I've found out. And so what we may perceive as being harder might not actually be harder. It might just be different, and our brains just need to be reprogrammed for this new style of living. Whether it be a job, whether it be where you live, whether it be how you live, life is going to change. I'm not saying that everything's equally as easy. I'm not. There are much harder times, and there's much easier times. But there's a lot of times where it's not necessarily harder or easier. We just have to reprogram our minds and realize that it's just different. Epic walk in to make it look really cinematic, and hello again. The last major lesson slash thing that I've learned in the past 3 years of living off-grid, and just in the past 3 years in general, I think we can all kind of agree it's been kind of crazy, is roll with the punches. Because like I said, we can all agree the past few years have been kind of crazy, whatever your circumstance may be, whether you're living off-grid, on-grid. out of toilet paper or you have plenty, I don't know. But I think we can all agree that it's been kind of crazy the past few years and probably not the most ideal for what we would want. And I've come to the point to where I've learned that I can either take those and let them knock me down and wallow in them forever and just let it drag me further and further down, or I can get punched in the face by one and just keep going. So you can either roll with the punches or you can let them knock you down and keep you where you are forever. And that's something I've struggled with and had to learn over the past few years. When something would come up, I would let it just continue to crush me and just let it go down. If you can look at it straight in the eye, laugh at it maniacally, and just let it hit you again and then just continue walking, it may not be a ton better, but it's much more fun. But guys, it's 2023. Hard to believe. It is. Are you ready for 2023? Because I know I'm not. Nobody is. Let's be honest. If you want to figure out why, hit the videos on the screen right now. And if you don't want to figure out why because you just genuinely don't care, then hit this video. We can hang out in the vlog some more and have some fun. Just you and me and be buddies. I don't know. But guys, I'll catch you on the next video. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already to join the Connor Newell crew. Until next time, you guys are awesome. See you in the next video. Peace.